Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-October 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as usual and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgos. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. God, Spirit Team, talk to me about our Virgo friends. What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at this week? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, and we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Virgo in mid-October Libra season. What's happening? What's the vibe? What's going on? There we go. Thank you. Complex, very complex type of energy here. And it also makes sense with what I've been seeing for you for the past couple of weeks as well, because there is a strategic plan-based undertone to this card. And I always feel like even though it looks simple and soft, there's a lot going on there. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. So there's a lot of symbolism here. So we see that lady, she's in the center of the room. It's like she has a blanket or a robe on her. There's a butterfly flying out of this cage, and the cage as well. There's a cat, there's a chessboard, chess pieces, and even the way they're arranged, to me, it just makes it feel complex. So for some Virgos out there, could be certain things you're going through. Might seem simple on the surface, might seem very cut and dry, black and white. It is what it is. But there could be more complexity under the surface than what people would think. Or there could be something you're going through where the choice or decision or the thinking pattern should be plain as day, but it's like, yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot of energy. Now, when I see that show up in the very first card, it could also represent your energetic sensitivity in this time. So just know when I see this, it could represent you being extra sensitive and heightened to the energies around you. So whether it's people, whether it's areas or places, I feel like Virgo as an energy sponge in the coming days and weeks. So protect your energy when this card shows up. And in fact, yeah, that we have the chessboard and the queens being highlighted does also speak to being strategic. So whatever things you might be going through, whether good, bad, or indifferent, step by step, very strategic, slow, and calm could be necessary. Either that or someone's planning something. But we're just going to leave her over there for now. Let's get into tarot. And I always say the first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. See what's happening here for the Virgos. What is going on? Please. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading a little further. Now, the last 2 weeks, actually, I've been picking up lots of energies of other people, not just yourself. And again, like I'm picking up with this first card, we've had planning, we've had like an intensity and energy coming at you real quick. Last week's reading was titled They're Watching You. So someone or something being under the magnifying glass. So whether it's a situation that you've been focused on and you're watching, or maybe someone had eyes on you, it's very possible. So just know that that energy could bleed over for a couple weeks. Let's see what shows up this week, though. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Virgo. Okay, the deck wants to talk now. It's already trying to spit cards at us. 3 cards in the upright for Virgo mid-October. Thank you. Okay, 8 of Cups. That energy's on the move. That's on the go, and it feels very quick to me. Feels very, very quick, and we're going to have to investigate that eight of Cups a little further. Let's get a couple more cards out. What do we have here for Virgo? Something's on the move. It's on the go. It speeds up. Okay. We have the Chariot right here. It's like go, go, go. It's just moving real quick. Okay. Let's get one more card out. What do we have here for Virgo, please? Thank you. Okay. I mean, we have the 7 of Swords right here on the back end, and that doesn't always have to be a bad thing. You know me, I'm an optimistic reader. Every card in the whole entire deck has positives and drawbacks, and we're going to talk about them all right here. But the way the energy's moving, and let's just go through. I'll give you the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, the reason there's an intensity here is because all of this energy is internal. Now, you know, I always look at the elements first. We're starting off with 2 water energies here, and that's the realm of emotion, feeling, love. It's internal. We have swords, which is the mind and logic. We have 2 cards that could represent some mysterious energies, unknowns, things that you don't quite see. And this energy is on the move. It's like we're moving faster, and then we have this result that might be shrouded, or something is being shrouded. So we're going to want to get to the bottom of that. But let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number 1, we have the 8 of Cups. And yeah, there's some simplistic meanings to it. I feel this is a neutral card. It's not positive or bad. I guess it depends on your perspective. A lot of readers just see this as somebody walking away from something. So for some of you, there might be a situation or a problem or an issue that you might not be wanting to deal with, or there could just be something you're moving on from. Now, I don't always say this is energy that's going away. It could be coming or going. Okay, so something or someone's on the move. This is big action. Notice that it's also nighttime. They got a moon up in the sky. There's a lot of little symbols or a symbolism of mystery and the unknown with this card. So in the positive sense, yeah, this could be moving on to bigger and better things. This could be moving in a good direction. At the same time, in its roughest sense, it could be leaving something behind or feeling abandoned or feeling left behind by something. So it might be someone you're missing. I was picking that up in the Capricorn energy as well. Moving to the center, some similarities, but we change the intensity when we get to the Chariot. Now, a portion of you might be connected to a Cancer or a Cancerian when this card is in the mix. And the Chariot, again, to me is neutral because, yeah, it could be going away from something. It could be also coming towards you. So it's like we have the energy that's coming, going, coming, going. We'll need to clarify to try to get more detail about which way the energy is moving. The Chariot could deal with a whole lot of different things. It's the fastest card in the whole entire tarot deck to me. So yes, it's explosive, it's moving, it's not stopping. This could represent distance, it could represent travel, it could represent your mode of transportation. But again, it's moving in a direction and there's a determination attached to it. Now, when we get to the challenge of this card, it could represent somebody possibly doing something too quick or making a mistake, acting before they think when this card is here. And with the way the energy is moving and with that 7 of Swords, we're going to want to be a little cautious. Okay, so whether this is someone you're connected to where they act before they think, or they could be a little bit reckless, that's a possibility when this card is here. And I always like to remind people that chariots were originally made as an instrument of war. So sometimes it could be a little conflict. We'll see though. Listen, I'm not going to turn every message into a challenge, but there could be some undertones here we need to explore. Now, on to the back end, we have the 7 of Swords. If you read cards, you know this isn't the nicest sight to see within a reading. Now, I'll give you the positive of this card. You see this individual, they're making away with these swords. They're stealing them. And in its positive sense, it could just represent a piece of information that you don't know yet. Something that's just out of your view. So whether it's how a result of something, how something's going to go, whether it's someone's actions, someone's intentions, there's like a very shrouded, secretive type of energy that's happening here. So when I see the 8 of Cups moving, the Chariot moving into the 7 of Swords, I'm like, okay, maybe we need to slow something down. Okay, and I know tons of beautiful Virgos in my personal life, very intelligent people, but any human being is prone to act before they think sometimes. So especially in this week, watch out for spontaneity, being too spontaneous or just doing things without thinking. Okay, and if there is someone you're connected to that fits that bill, their energy showing up here in a big way. Because the 7 of Swords could be a warning, and we'll see whether it is a result or whether we're talking about a specific individual. Let's see. I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here. What do we have for the Virgos? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 8 of Cups. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right. Why is that 8 of Cups here? What's this action about? I mean, it makes sense to me. All right, so this could be one of two different things. I have the Six of Pentacles here in the upright, which is a really positive card. I do like this card, and it is nice. It's very giving, it's very charitable, but I feel like the Virgos could be split into a couple different camps. Now, for some of you, you might be on the move, again, for bigger and better things, where it's like, okay, I need something that's a little more balanced. I need something that's a little more equal. So whether that's in career or personal relationships, you may feel like you've given a whole lot of yourself to something. That's how it feels to me, because when I see this combination, it's like I always give, 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 give. Now remember, if you're a cross watcher, the same could apply. It all depends on your situation. But it's like, all right, the amount that someone is giving to this is totally off kilter. So I need something in my life that's a little more balanced. That's the vibe I'm getting. So again, for some of you, this is moving towards like an upgraded type of energy where something could improve in a positive way when we have the Six of Pentacles in the upright. But at the same time, a lot of you might just have that underlying feeling that you've given so much time, so much energy to something, and you don't want it to feel like it's been wasted. Okay, we're just going to leave it at that. I don't feel like it's overly complicated, and again, this could be how someone else is feeling too. So we're just going to keep moving again, and we'll see how this all plays out. But I get it. Let's just see what the Chariot has to say. And I really want to get over to that Seven of Swords with that little mysteries about. But why is the Chariot here for you? Why is the Chariot here in the mix? Thank you. Okay. So we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse here. Okay. This isn't the nicest feeling, but I will tell you this. Again, I feel like the Virgo energy is split into a couple different camps. And when it comes to this, when I feel an energy severing so much within the reading, because that's how it feels to me intuitively. Like we got here, I felt the energy sever. I get here, the energy severs. It's like people are taking different paths for whatever reason. The Wheel of Fortune is always positive, even in reverse to me. But what else is it? It's very sudden. Just know, for some of you, be very cautious in this time, because this feels like someone taking an action that they can't quite take back. This feels like a possible mistake on someone's behalf. Now, I'm not saying it's yours, and I'm not saying it's even tied into what we have here in the front, but when I see the Chariot and the World and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, it's like, oh, too late now. It's like, I already did it. Sorry. It's like giving me that kind of vibe where something might be set in stone. So beware of making mistakes in this time. And everyone does. We're all human, right? It's part of the experience. But again, another thing, remember I said it feels like the energy is severed into different camps. I've been picking this up for a lot of the zodiac things cycling back around. When the wheel is in reverse, to me, it's something that comes back around very quick, very suddenly. So for a portion of you, it's touching base with certain situations or something flaring up and it returns and you have to tend to it again. Okay, so I feel like it's split in a couple different ways. Beware of mistakes and be very cautious in this time. And yeah, don't be overly spontaneous, because I've been getting that since the beginning, like somebody acting before they think. Okay, they didn't think something through proper. Let's keep moving over to the Seven of Swords. Now, if you're dealing with certain situations and you've thought it through and you've thought of this and that and the other thing, that's a good energy to be in. But I think spontaneity is not your friend in this time. That's just how it feels. Something will be set in stone. That's how it feels. Let's go in on the Seven of Swords. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. Why is the Seven of Swords here? Thank you. I mean, makes sense. So we have the Eight of Swords in the upright underneath the Seven of Swords. It's a very stressed out, anxious type of energy. It's nervous. It's on edge. For some of you, although we had a couple of warnings within the spread itself, don't think something is absolute worst case scenario. Okay, because when I see the Seven of Swords and the Eight of Swords, it's somebody who's like, worst case scenario, like their mind is going there. And again, this could be somebody else where their mind just like jumps to the worst case scenario for whatever reason. So know that this could pop up. But again, it's just a stress induced type of energy. Now, the good thing about this is that it's not planted. Although this energy here feels like it's set in stone, this one is more fleeting on the back end. The Eight of Swords can sometimes feel a little bit trapped. Okay, so to me, either it's one or the other. Either someone's stressed out, anxious, or nervous. When we have this combination here on the back end, they could be putting on a very strong face, or the mystery of something or the unknowns could really, really be bothering you. Okay, like, but why? Like the but whys, but how, but when, things like that could really, really bother you. in this time when this energy's in the mix. And if that's not you, it could be somebody else. So we're getting some very peculiar types of energies for you this week, Virgo. Really am. And again, you know I'm not casting judgment towards anybody, but let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card, because again, I've been feeling some odd things where it's like the messages or the energy severing in one way or another. But if you kindly look in the box position number 1, we do have the 8 of Cups with the 6 of Pentacles. And yeah, this could deal with a lot of different situations we're seeing here. The 2 splits I'm seeing, either one, somebody's about to upgrade or move on to bigger and better things. That's at least how it's being perceived right here in the front end. But at the same time, there could be some Virgos out there that may have felt like they've just given so much to something. And was it worth it? Was it worth all my time? Was it worth all my energy? If not you, that could be how someone else is feeling too. But I do feel moving in a positive direction. Into the center, we have the Chariot with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, to me, this does feel like somebody acting before they think, or just doing something very spontaneous. So again, in this time, spontaneity is not your friend. Just be very cautious about things, because somebody could make a mistake, or they have, and they might feel like they did. But aside from that, I'm also getting the vibe of something re-emerging. Okay, so whether it's a situation or something you might have to tend to again, it's like something could be returning very quickly. Onto the back end, we have the 7 of Swords with the 8 of Swords in the upright, very wound tight in this energy, stressed, anxious, nervous. Don't let your mind go to worst case scenario immediately about different things, or either that or whoever this is representing on the back end, their mind is not in the best place, because that's how they're thinking. They're thinking worst case scenario. So do with that information what you will, my friends. Please take a screenshot. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. So let's get a good shuffle and see what Virgo has in the shadows, please. What is going on? Especially when we have the 7 of Swords within the spread itself. I want to see. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card at the very end, just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite notice. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be very good too sometimes. So let's see what's up. What is going on? And yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this going here. What do we got? What is in the shadows for my Virgos? Thank you. Page of Swords ties exactly in with the energy we were picking up last week of like waiting, watching, analyzing. So again, when we have readings like this, where it's like, okay, don't do anything too rash, don't be too spontaneous, the Page of Swords feels good to me here. Now, all pages are about communication. So some of you, this could be communication that you're not expecting when this shows up in the shadows. But the Page of Swords is the watcher, the analyzer, the planner of the tarot. So when we see this card showing up in the shadows, again, there could be something you need to just keep your eye on it. There could be a situation or something that needs your attention for whatever reason, or there might be someone that has you under the magnifying glass, just like we saw last week. So yeah, Virgo, that is what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar for the month of October at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks, the Tarot of the Owls. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments, hypothetically, if you had to get a tattoo of a tarot card, which one would you choose and why? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. I'll see you again soon.